Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. And Kathy's here. Hello. Hi, sis. Hope you're having a good day, everybody. Probably give it another minute or so here before we get started. I had planned to work on shoulders and neck today. That sounds good to you guys. If you have any other suggestions, do let me know. We can try to work that in. Good job, Kathy. Legit yoga clothes today. I know with a baby, sometimes that's hard. Sounds like you're ready to party though, so that's awesome. Alrighty then. I don't know if you guys have heard about and I'm probably gonna butcher this because I'm not into all this popular news, but I think they're called the Angels or something. Some military planes are gonna fly over Austin today in like 10 minutes. So if we do hear it, if you guys want, I can pop us outside and see if we see them. I think they're supposed to fly over our place, but don't want to interrupt the class, but that would be cool. Let me know if you guys want me to pause and we can look out there and see if we can see them. I know Audie was going to try to see at work today. If you didn't have any meetings, hop out and look. They're just doing it for the healthcare workers, kind of a salute to them, which is pretty sweet. So, all right, well, we'll go ahead and get started if you guys are ready. We can start seated. And we'll begin with double breath of tension. So just closing your eyes, sitting up tall. Take 2 deep breaths in through your nose. And holding there, tense all your muscles from your head to your toes. And exhale twice through your mouth. Relaxing all your muscles. We'll do this twice more at your own pace. Feel free to bring your hands to your heart center. You can join me in one Om to start our practice. And then as you're ready, come onto your hands and knees. We'll get started with cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your tailbone and your heart. Exhale, round your spine, bring your belly button in. Just flowing with your breath. See if you can move each vertebra of your spine. And since we're focusing on neck and shoulders today, bring some awareness to your shoulders in this flow. So as you exhale, try to round your shoulder blades and draw them away from each other. As you inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, almost like you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. It's really feeling that movement as your shoulder blades glide along your rib cage. And then for the last few here, bring your awareness to your neck. Just keeping it as a natural curve with your spine. As you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. And as you inhale, lifting through the crown of your head, just press the back of your head back. And a couple more with your own breath. And then moving into extended cat and cow, your big toes together, knees wide, exhale, round back, fingers stretch out. Inhale, draw forwards, use the heel of your hands, lifting your fingers And then on your exhale, come onto your fingertips like you're clawing the mat. So the movement here in your shoulders is going to be a little less pronounced than your cat-cow. We're actually getting deeper into the hips as we do this extended version. And then pull forward onto your belly for Cobra. Hands under your shoulders, elbows along your side. Press your feet into the mat. As you inhale, lifting your chest, focusing on drawing your heart towards the front of the mat, and exhaling down. Keep moving with your breath. Try to tuck your tailbone so it reaches towards the back of your mat. And last couple here. Just checking in with your shoulders. Let them relax down your back, away from your ears. Gently drawing your shoulder blades together. And then releasing down. Come into moving Grasshopper. You can interlace your hands behind you or stack your palms over your low back. Inhale, lift your chest and your legs. Exhale down. Moving in your shoulders as you inhale, squeeze them together. As you exhale, round your shoulder heads. See if you can touch them to the mat. All the while pulling your hands down towards your toes, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And release down. And we'll do stretching the wing. So you can bring your right arm out towards your side like a T with your palm face down. And then with your side of your head on the mat, roll into your right side. Let your left foot come behind you for support. And your left hand can be in front of your chest for support as well. And so you should feel this stretch in the front of your right shoulder, maybe your bicep or your chest. Try to relax your head, your neck. Oh, I think I hear the planes. I don't know, it kind of sounded like thunder for a second. Let's do the other side. I'll check and see if they're out there. They might be gone already for all I know. I heard a little something. So with your left hand stretched out, again, palm face down, you can roll onto your left side. Again, relaxing your chest, your shoulder. And roll back onto your belly. I think we missed it, you guys. There's people out there talking about it, but I don't hear it anymore, so I think they're already over, which makes sense. They go pretty fast, right? So let's press back into extended cat stretch. Take some deep breaths into your low back. And then from here, coming on to your hands for plank pose. So you can extend through your legs on your toes, keeping a straight line from your heels out through the crown of your head. And in your shoulders here, you can expand your shoulder blades, bringing them away from each other as you press the mat away from you. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. And keep your head in line with your spine. A lot of people will kind of let their head sink down like this in a kind of plank or push-up. Just press the back of your head back, keep a neutral chin so your head comes in line with your spine. From here, you can lift your hips up for downward facing dog. keeping your hands and your feet where they are. Feel free to bend your knees and lift your hips, pressing the mat away from your hands. And just take a couple deep breaths. Working from our hands up, press into all 10 fingertips, taking some weight out of the heel of your hand, especially focusing between your first finger and your thumb. Then long and strong through your arms, up into your shoulders. Try to draw them a little bit further away from each other, making some space for your neck and your head between your arms. And then gently engaging your core, lift your hips a little bit higher, a little bit longer. Take another deep breath. And as you exhale, let your heels sink down towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. From here, you can look up towards your hands and step your right foot up as far as you can for lunge. Feel free to grab your ankle with your right hand if it doesn't come all the way up and pull your foot up there. And then from your low lunge, with your weight light on your fingertips, use your legs to support you. Engage your core. And you can stay here, sinking down into your hips, engaging your inner thighs, almost like you're scissoring your feet towards each other. You want to move up. If you feel steady, you can bring your hands to your knee, keep your hips low. Or lastly, you can even extend your arms out in front, making fists, squeezing your muscles onto your bones. And then bringing your hands down, step back to your down dog, lifting your hips. Again, checking in with your shoulders. And then as you're ready, step your left foot up, lunge. Light on your fingertips. Strong through your legs and your core, drawing in. You can stay here or move into whatever variation you did on the other side. Just keeping your legs strong. If you move on to one of the more intermediate variations. And back to down dog. And from your downward dog, bring your knees to the mat. Come into puppy pose. So with your toes tucked under, start to walk your hands out, freeing your forehead down to the mat. Now do your best here to keep your hips over your knees rather than letting them come back towards your heels. Try to keep them straight over as you bring your head down. So again, just like we did in down dog, focus on your shoulders. Try to draw them away from your ears and draw them away from each other, creating more space, opening through your heart, letting your heart sink down towards the mat. Some of you might even be able to bring your chin to the mat here. And then walk your hands back in under your shoulders. Spinal twist. Inhale, lift your right arm. And exhale, thread it through. Coming onto your right shoulder. Reaching back at a diagonal towards the left back corner of your mat. Opposite hand can come pressing into the mat just above your head. Use your exhale and your arms to press into the mat to bring you deeper into your twist. Trying to lift your left elbow towards the sky as you press the mat away from you. Try to pull your right shoulder through underneath your body, another half an inch or so if you can. And back to center. Other side. Inhaling and lengthening your spine. Exhaling and twisting deeper. Creating more space between your left ear and your left shoulder as you reach through. And back to center. Plank pose. Do side plank on the right side. So feel free to step your left foot forward like a tripod, or maybe you can stack your feet on top of each other. Your hand can stay on your hip, or if you're steady, you can reach it overhead. Try to stretch your hands in opposite directions and lift up through your hips. 2 more deep breaths. And change sides. Keep lifting through your hips. Two more breaths. And back to plank, downward dog. Start to walk your feet in towards your hands, coming to the top of your mat in your forward bend. You can grab your opposite elbow, hanging in ragdoll pose. Just letting go of your head and your shoulders, softening your knees. And you can sway from side to side. And coming back to center, you can gently shake your head yes. And then gently shake it no. Just letting the weight of gravity stretch out your spine. And back to center, release your arms. And inhale, slowly uncurl up to standing, stacking your vertebrae one at a time. Taking an exhale at the top. And for our standing spinal stretches, we'll start with side bending. So with your feet under your hips, you can lift your left hand. Let's bring it behind our heads, pressing your head into the back of your hands so you lengthen the back of your neck. And then side bend to the right. Bring your elbow towards the sky. And keep gently pressing your head back as you open through your shoulder and your armpit. Trying to point your your elbow up towards the sky. Feel that stretch in the outer left shoulder and side ribs. And then inhale back up and release. Right hand comes up behind your head, pressing back, and then bending to the left now. And inhale back up and release. For your supported back bend, have some options here. You can bring your hands to your low back for support. Or if you want to do a little bit of a neck stretch here, you can bring your hands behind your head, point your elbows towards the front of your mat. As you inhale, lift your heart up towards the sky. Try to press your head back into your hands. Just be gentle here as to not overstretch. If you're not used to doing this version, just take a little more core strength. And just try to bring your chin neutral so it's not down at your chest, but it's not up towards the sky either. So you breathe into your heart, lifting up towards the sky. And then carefully on your inhale, come back up using your core and release into your forward bend. If you like here, you can interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your fingers up towards the sky or up and over. Keeping your knees soft. If you like, you can churn a little bit from side to side. It's rotating your chest. And then back to center. Release your hands towards your low back and then down towards the mat. Inhale, uncurl. Exhale at the top. And then from the front of your mat, let's step your right foot back for warrior one. Bending into your front knee. Right toes are pointed out at a diagonal towards the right. And then bring your hands to your hips. Try to square your hips. Might feel like you're kind of pulling your right hip towards the front of the mat as you sit down deeper into your left hip. And you can lean your chest forward at a diagonal so that your spine is a continuation of your right leg. Interlace your hands behind you and try to straighten your arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your tailbone tucked under where it is, and as you inhale, you can pull your chest back as you reach your arms down towards your right foot. Bend into your left knee, your last two breaths. Shoulders down away from your ears. And release your hands. You can bring them back to your hips and then step to the front of your mat. Take a breath here, and we'll change sides. Left foot back. It's always setting up your pose from the ground up. Focus on your feet, your legs, your hips. Again, squaring our hips towards the front of the mat. You can always stay here if you feel a little wobbly or just strained where you are. You can just breathe here. If you want to move a little deeper, you can again interlace your hands behind you. This time the opposite way, so find the weird grip. Work on squeezing your shoulder blades together. Keeping your core engaged, you can slowly start to lift your chest and pull your hands down towards your back foot. Sink deeper into your right hip, bending your knee. Feel your breath come all the way up under your collarbones. And release. Step to the front of your mat. And then bring your left foot back for warrior two. So take a longer stance now, lining up your right heel with your left arch of your foot. Finding your shoulders are square over your hips. Reaching out through your arms, find your focal point over your right middle finger. And stretching your neck. If you want to move deeper, you can bring your left hand around the back of your head towards your right ear. And then your right hand's going to come to the left side of your chin or your jawbone. As you inhale, soften your pose. Exhale, sink into your front knee. Gently turn your head with your hands. Now be careful here. Just a gentle extra stretch, turning your head so it's pointing over your right knee. Relax your shoulders. And change sides, release. Pivot your feet. Sink now into your left hip. Square your shoulders over your hips. Add your arms, your focal point. You can stay here, or if you did the next stretch on the other side, now you'll bring your left hand, your right hand behind your head to the left side. And then your right hand, oh my gosh, I'm so backwards, sorry you guys. Your left hand's gonna come around to your right jaw. Basically, we're just turning our head a little bit to the left. So if that makes sense, you can figure out where your hand should go, right? Relax your shoulders. And come back to center. Wide leg standing forward bend. Might bring your feet in a few inches. Turn your toes slightly towards the center. Just slightly pigeon-toed, right? And come all the way down. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. Taking a few breaths here to focus on your fold, stretching your hamstrings, inner thighs. If your hands touch the mat, you can use your arm strength as you exhale to squeeze your chest in a little closer towards your legs. And then walking your hands out under your shoulders for a twist. So if your hands don't easily touch the mat, you can always grab some books or even a pillow will do, and a pinch, just to give you a little extra height. But if your fingertips touch the ground comfortably, bring your left hand in front of your face, your right hand to your low back or your sacrum. Inhale here and lengthen your spine, hips and head in opposite directions. Exhale, rotate your shoulders towards the right foot. If it's comfortable, you can even take your gaze to the right or up towards the sky, fully twisting. Try to draw your right shoulder blade along your ribs towards your midline, drawing your right shoulder towards the sky as you do so. And release, other side. Inhaling long. Exhale, twist. Back to center. 3 lion's breaths. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, forward and yawn. 2 more, stretching your jaw. Stick out your tongue, last one. And heel toe or step your feet together. Inhale, uncurl to standing. Take an exhale at the top. Letting fresh blood from your head wash down over your body. And for balancing, we'll start with column pose. Lift your right knee. You can bend and straighten your standing leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Your body is a strong column. Just let your right foot relax. If you feel steady, you can draw your knee in with both hands. Shoulders down. Elbows reach towards the back of your mat. And kick your leg out to release. Other side. Bend and straighten. Like your body's a tension rod. Press your right foot into the mat. Lift the crown of your head. Maybe you hug your knee in with both hands. Squeezing as you exhale. And kick your leg out. Release with control. Moving column. Right knee up. And then out to the side. Maybe your gaze shifts to the left if you're steady. Hug your muscles to your bones. And crossover twist. Knee comes back to center, change grip. Right hand comes back, rotating your chest. So your hips are gonna stay square towards the front, but your shoulders are gonna rotate as you open your right shoulder. Maybe your gaze shifts to the right or to the back of your mat. And back to center. Finish your pose with control. Take a deep breath. Other side. Taking deep, slow breaths. Bring your knee out to the side. Giving your body the oxygen it needs to power your muscles, to support you. And crossover twist. And if you have any difficulty with any of these, just be kind to yourself. Maybe you just walk over to the wall or you walk next to your couch and just place a hand there for some support. Back to center. And finish your pose. Nice job. So let's come into airplane for our final balancing. So bringing your right foot back, arms out like airplane wings, palms face in front of you. Start with touch and release off of your back foot. Just pressing your weight into your standing leg and then touching back down. Just kind of testing the waters, right? You can always stay with this. Or if you feel steady, you can then lift your back heel. As your heel lifts with the flexed foot, your chest is going to lower. Trying to keep a straight line from your heel through the crown of your head. Try to rotate the pinky edge of your right foot down to the mat. That'll help square your hips. Breathing for 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come up. Other side. You can always start with touch and release, or just come right into your airplane if you're steady. Every day is a little bit different with our balance. It used to be the absolute hardest thing for me balancing. A little practice helps. Reach out through your heel, through the crown of your head. This time, left pinky toe rotates down towards your mat, squaring your hips. Breathing for 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Coming into moving chair. Feet under your hips. Inhale, arms out like a cactus. Exhale, round into your chair pose, forearms together. Keep going. Inhaling, I open. Exhale, I close. Focus on your shoulders here. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, squeeze your chest, shoulder blades apart. Last one. Exhale all the way down, squatting lower and lower. As far as you can, maybe you can come onto your back with no hands, but use the hands if you need them. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You can rock from side to side. And then squeeze your right knee in towards your chest. Extend your left leg long. As you exhale, squeeze your right knee towards your armpit. Bring it out to the side just a little bit, making some space to pull it in a little bit deeper. Your left leg is strong, pressing into the mat. And change. Left knee in. Exhale, squeeze. And bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Recline hip opener. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee, flexing your foot, and then bringing your knees towards your chest. You can reach around on either side of your left leg, either grab on behind your thigh or on top of your shin. As you bring your left knee towards your chest, try to rotate in your hips so that your right knee presses away from your chest. You'll feel a deeper stretch in your right hip. And relax your shoulders and your neck. Use the strength of your left leg to help pull your knee in rather than pulling so hard with your arms, so that you can relax your shoulders a little bit here. So balance in our yoga poses, right? Not too much push and pull. And then change sides. And release. Bring the soles of your feet to the width of your mat. Let your knees fall to the right side. And then let them fall to the opposite side. Just back and forth like windshield wipers. Internally and externally rotating in your hip. And then next time your knees get to the right, you can keep them there. Just try to settle in here. If you want to move deeper, you don't have any knee injuries, you can bring your right ankle on top of your left knee just to help encourage that internal rotation in your left hip. You might feel a stretch on the front of your thigh or your left lower back or side body. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. Let's try to surrender and let go. And then release your ankle. Let your knees fall to the left. And settling in here. If it's comfortable, again, you can now bring your left knee on top. Or I meant to say ankle on top. Deep breaths. And then release. Bring your knees back up towards the sky. And then lifting your ankles, preparing for abdominal curls, like you're sitting in a chair but with your back on the mat. Bring your arms out like a cactus and inhale. Exhale, elbows towards your thighs, curl up as high as you can and hold. Full exhale. Inhale, release back down. Exhale, curl, hold. Pull your belly in. And keep going with your breath. The slower the better, I can tell you that. And you're like, Steph, what are you talking about? Slower's harder. That's the point. Good job, guys. Keep going. Two more. Go ahead and release, feet down. Just for a couple breaths, bring a hand to your belly and the other one to your heart. And then crossovers. Bring your feet back up, fingertips are behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, right hand to outer left shin. Inhale, back down. Exhale, opposite side. Keep going with your breath. Again, try to hold up for your exhale. Pressing all the air out. Really pulling your belly button towards your spine as you exhale. Two more on each side. Good, and rest. Take some deep breaths into your belly. And then hugging your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll on the length of your spine from your tailbone up to your neck. And then come up and over onto your belly for some belly back bends. And we'll start with big Sphinx pose. So bringing your elbows under your shoulders, hands out flat, spreading your fingers, point your middle finger towards the center. And as you press into your legs, pressing them into the mat, you're gonna lift up through your chest and the crown of your head as you press your shoulders down, elbows, forearms pressing into the mat. So you should feel an opening through your chest. And then further squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, expanding through your collarbones. And then lastly, with the neutral chin, so your chin's aligned with the floor or parallel to the floor, you're just gonna bring the back of your head back to bring your head over your spine. Take some deep breaths into your belly. And as you're ready, release onto your right cheek. Hands come back along your side, palms face up. Big toes together as your heels fall apart. Breathe into your low back. And then bring your head back to center. Have some room so your arms can reach out in front for swimming. Then with your palms on the mat, your feet, tops of your feet pressing into the mat, on your inhale, you're gonna lift your left hand and your right leg, pointing your left thumb towards the sky. And exhale down. Inhale, lift the opposite arm and leg. Exhale down. And as you lift, use the leg and the hand that's on the mat to press to help lift what's in the air. Again, focusing on your head and shoulder here. Let your head just look down towards the mat. Make sure that you're lifting the back of your head when you lift your shoulder. These are what we call crunches for your back. Working on your full core strength. And last two on each side. Really reaching long through your hand and your foot as you lift. And then as you release down, rest on your left cheek. Hands back by your side. And then bring your head back to center for our final back bend. We'll do one more for your shoulders and head. If this is too much at all, you can always just do another set of swimming. But if you want to give this one a try, it's important here to have strong legs pressing into the mat. And you're just going to bring your fingertips on the back of your head, just behind your ear, with your elbows on the mat. And then as you inhale, lift your chest and lift your elbows. Exhale, lower, and just tap your elbows to the mat. Inhale, lift up, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, soften, elbows touch your mat. Just keep going with your breath. Keeping your head neutral, pressing the back of your head back as you lift. Keeping your shoulders up as you inhale, or your elbows, I mean, and then softening as you exhale. Last two. And release back into extended cat stretch. And with your forehead on the mat, you can massage your forehead, rocking your head from side to side. And from here, make your way up to seated for some hip openers. So we're going to start today with butterfly or bound angle. Bring the soles of your feet together. Just bring them in as far as feels comfortable so you can still sit up straight. With your hands behind you, we're going to do some pelvic tilts. So you can let your tailbone tuck under, kind of rounding your back. And then lift your chest and try to tilt your pelvis forwards. Almost like if your pelvis was a bowl, we're rocking it back and then we're rocking it forwards. Keep going using your hands to help support you. And then what we want to try to do here is hold the pelvis tilted forwards or rocked forwards. And if you can stay here without your hands for support, you can instead bring your hands in front to your feet and then fold forward a little deeper into your bound angle. All the while trying to bring your knees a little bit closer to the mat. And then as we take a few more breaths here, once you kind of settle in, you can do some neck stretches here as well. So with your shoulders relaxed down away from your ears, you can just do some half circles with your head. So you can let your right ear fall towards your shoulder, and then let your chin roll down towards your chest, and then roll so your left ear comes towards your shoulders. Just a little half circle, stretching the back and the side of your neck. Just take a couple rounds here. And then bring your head back to center. As you inhale, lift your chest back up. Good. We'll bring your legs out wider now for a seated wide leg forward fold. Let's try to bring your knees 90 degrees or a little bit wider if possible. Even if you have to bend your knees some, try to keep your toes flexed up towards the sky. So for here, same thing as bound angle. You can bring your hands behind you and work on your pelvic tilt first. You can always stay right here. That's the first action of this pose and the last one is getting your pelvis to rock forwards. Now again, if you have that, you can bring your hands out in front with a flat spine, coming to your fold, focusing on that tilting of your pelvis forwards. And then again here, relaxing your shoulders. If you want to take your neck stretches, you can roll your head in that half circle as you take some deep breaths here. And then bringing your head back to center. Walk your hands back in. And carefully bend your knees, bringing your feet back in. And let's just do a seated spinal twist. We're going to start to wind down here. We'll do some breathing and meditation before our Shavasana. So for your spinal twist, you can bend your right knee, sole of your foot on the inside of your left knee. Or if you can cross it over like this. Make sure both your sitting bones can connect with your mat. And then hugging onto your right knee with your left hand. Bring your right hand behind you. Just barely any weight in your fingers just to help support you. Use your inhale to lengthen your spine. Lift the crown of your head. And exhale, twist. Even looking behind you over your right shoulder. So checking in with your shoulders here. As you hug onto your right knee, you're going to feel your left shoulder, your shoulder blade, pulling forwards away from your rib cage. And then as you exhale, you're going to feel your right shoulder blade sliding along your rib cage, helping to open through your heart to the right in your twist. And back to center. You can take a little counter twist, both hands to the left. And then other side. So keeping your right leg now strong and foot flexed. Hug onto your left knee. Rotate your chest towards the left. Inhale, lift crown of head. Exhale, twist. Checking in with your shoulders. And take your little counter twist if you like. And back to center. Come to a comfortable seated position. Just do a couple minutes of breathing before our final relaxation. So let's start first with alternate nostril breathing. You can bring your thumb and your ring finger in front of your face. You're going to close your nostrils with those two fingers on your right hand if you can. You're going to take a deep breath through both sides of your nose. And then cover your right nostril with your thumb and exhale through the opposite nostril. Inhale through the same side. Cover with your ring finger and exhale opposite side. Inhale, same side. Cover and exhale opposite side. Inhale, same. Exhale, opposite. Keep going in that same pattern. Inhaling on the same side. And exhaling on the opposite side. And if your nose is stuffed up for any reason, or this exercise seems a little futile for that reason, feel free just to take some deep breaths into your belly. And with any of our yoga breathing techniques, just make sure you can do so without any trouble or any tension. Want to make sure that your breath flows in and out with ease. And this breath specifically is helpful for calming your nervous system, for just bringing you back to the present moment. And specifically, Nadi Shodhana helps to purify and cleanse the inner channels of your body. They all come off of the two channels that are connected to either side of your nose. And these channels help deliver oxygen and prana to every cell in our body. Prana being our vital life source and our energy source. So taking some time each day, slow and deepen your breath, really adds a lot of energy and vitality to your life. And you can continue until you finish with an exhale on your left side. And then take some deep breaths through both sides. And you're welcome to stay seated in meditation. Or if you'd like, you can come onto your back for Shavasana. And just allow the mat to support you. Just letting go of the weight in your legs, the weight in your hips. And let go of the weight in your chest and your torso. Let go of the weight of your arms all the way down to your fingers. And let go of the weight of your head, just allowing everything to sink into the support underneath you. Relax the muscles on your face. And relax the tension in your jaw. Just allowing yourself the next few minutes to rest. You can begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you're ready, you can roll onto one side, just curling into a ball, supporting your head with your arm. And just feel the mat supporting your side. And take a moment to think of one thing in your life that you're thankful for. And on your next inhale, allow that gratitude to fill you up and let it spread to every cell in your body. And as you're ready on your inhale, press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands together at your heart center, gently pressing your thumbs into your sternum. Just noticing your breath, noticing your heartbeat. And if you'd like, you can join me in one Om to close our class together. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week ahead. Namaste. Thank you guys again. Hope you enjoyed the class today. Feel free, if you so feel drawn, to offer any donation towards Santosha School. We much appreciate it. But as always, we understand it might not be possible for everybody, so please do keep coming for free. That's why we're here, and we're very happy to have you. Just having your support with these online classes. We're hoping to continue them even after kind of things get back to normal and the school opens up in person again. So I'll definitely still be teaching remotely for sure, since I'm located in Austin, Texas here. The school's in Indianapolis. But feel free to leave any comments if you have any questions or feedback, or just want to say hello. Happy to hear from everybody. We have a nice sunny day here in Austin. If you guys want to see it, I'll take you out there. It's been kind of my end of class ritual. Bringing you guys out to the tree. There's a squirrel in there. You guys hear that? Oh, sorry. There it is. He's chirping. Nice blue sky. Well, sure would have been cool to see those fighter jets today with that nice sky, but that's okay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. It was really good seeing you. Until next time, take care.